Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at Nvidia, AMD, SMCI, ARM, Broadcom, and Micron, and also take a look at QQ and SPY. So let's start off with Nvidia. Now, today's candle is again a stabilizing candle on the daily interval. There we are. And we haven't, well, so yesterday's red candle was, in my opinion, as I said, it was just a pullback, and technically, not just my opinion, but technically as well. And today's candle is also, well, it's a green candle, but it's a stabilizing candle. Now, what do I mean by that? It's going sideways, right? We are not seeing a continuation to the downside, right? And we are seeing a sideways consolidation. Now, this is a positive sign for the bulls, and as you are already aware about it, I showed you this display short volume percent. And what we are seeing here is that we are getting, even yesterday, a high amount of short volume percent, 37, and then we got before that, prior to that, 36. So short sellers came in yesterday as well in quite a huge quantity, right? So don't ignore this, all right? And they are coming in consecutively in 2 days in succession, 36, 37, high short volume interest, and we are not above that level, that is $130. So if we couldn't blow past above $130 at this point, these short sellers, they're still sitting because they don't need to cover their position. They don't have any obligation or any pain of losing the money, because technically price is still under that, technically a resistance, $130, where they're piling up. I mean, the top limit for that. However, the good thing for the bulls is that the price is not following through to the downside, because if we do break 130 above, these short sellers are going to be in huge pain, okay? 36, 37 consecutive days, very high short volume. I have never seen this on Nvidia, and it's all about, can we break to the upside? And right now, since we are not seeing a deep sell-off after the short selling, we are not seeing a benefit for the short sellers here, right? So bulls are still holding strong, and technically structure has been bullish already. We are above 122, 118, 20 and 50 days moving average. There's just a lot of support sitting in the overall ongoing bullish structure. And so that's why it's going to be an interesting plays around this $130. So a lot of short sellers, however, the price action is not confirming, at least for right now, in their benefit. So I don't think that they will win, but again, anything is possible in the stock market. Even we do a pullback, let's say to $122, that's not an enough move for the short sellers. We will still be fine. If we lose 122 and 50 days moving average, then we may see that, okay, if there's a deeper consolidation and distribution phase happening, and then if we then eventually also break 20 days moving average with 118, then this is like, okay, they have won, right? But otherwise, as if in a couple of coming days we do break up a 130 without going much deeper into the pullback, that is at least below 122, if we don't go below that, I think they're gonna blow up again, the short sellers, just like they blew up here. And yeah, things will look to go quite up exponentially, in my opinion. Let's see if earnings would be that catalyst, or before earnings would be that catalyst. Anyways, also I want to point you to my Junior Trader Dividend Investing channel. So this is my Junior Trader Dividend Investing channel, guys. Link to this channel is in the description below. Subscribe here as well if you want to follow along in this public facing portfolio that I'm building. I'm holding Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, their ETFs, Nasdaq ETFs, all that good stuff, guys. Finance ETFs, everything. Building a balanced portfolio. Check it out. Subscribe here as well if you want to follow along. All right. Okay. So let's go to the hourly interval on Nvidia, and let's see what the price action is doing there. So, and that's the thing, right? Like, price is still holding strong. You can see it's above 50 hours moving average. It stayed above the level of 100 and 27, this significant level area, right? And it's above that. The thing is that now that yesterday's sell-off came, high short volume as well, prior to that as well, high short volume. And today also I'm seeing this supply zone here, right? So it's a acting supply zone from yesterday. So right now it technically could be either side game as well, and that's why this is the time that you need to be very closely watching here Nvidia, because if we continue to stay above 20, and even if we close above 20 and 50 hours moving average today, that's a good positive sign. If now we lose 20 and 50 both with the loss of $127, intermediate day or so pullback can continue, and then we are watching that 50 days moving average and $122 area right over here. And as I said, these short sellers, as if they want to, at least if we lose 127, they can push it lower to 122, but I do think there we have a strong support sitting, and I don't think that's an enough move for the short sellers to make much money, but we will see. But I gave you the levels to watch. Let's see how Nvidia closes today, but just wanted to show you that short volume data is still coming in strong even yesterday. And but Nvidia bulls are still, at least for right now in the price action, still holding strong, and it's all about which direction. And there's just, price action still has a chance to explode to the upside, and thus squeezing all these short sellers. But hey, these many short sellers I have never seen before. Now it's all about, can Nvidia close strong? But as I said, there is still high likelihood that even if through this pullback, 122 might give it a pivot and to continue remain in the upside. And this is not an enough move for this 37, 36 short volume interest to just cover here and be happy. No, if they're piling in such a huge quantity here, they would want to see much more downside. All right, this is not a happy moment for them this much. All right, but anyways, we'll see what happens later today as well. All right, AMD. So AMD doing its sideways little bit action, but again, this is not the structure is not bearish on this thing. We are still in the bullish structure. We still have higher highs, higher lows. Nothing to worry about as long as we stay above 153 and 45 cents. But this was the good move that we called out right above this level of 136, and you can see my my indicator also changed the structure over here to bullish, and even right now we are bullish. So yeah, if you need access to my tools, links in the description below this video. So yes, still staying bullish as long as we stay above 153 and 45 cents. There is no structure change to the downside. Structure on AMD is still to the upside until then. After that, we'll see where the pullback completes, but that will just be resulting in a pullback. All right, if that happens. SMCI. So SMCI is still hitting his head against the ceiling up here, but the structure is not bearish still, guys. Okay, this is just a pullback happening, and as long as SMCI can continue to hold this level of 595, and that's fine. We are still in the benefit of the bulls, but yeah, definitely the next strong move is through into this blue box and above, right? And then 200 days moving average, and then beyond that, let's see if we can do it. But yes, the SMCI is still holding that level. 595 structure technically is still just going through a pullback, okay? And this was the move, 546 to almost this blue box, right? 637 that we talked about. So that move is done. Next move is like, let's the pullback complete. Break to the upside is the next move then. That is 630 level area. Or you're going to use this precise level, 639 and some cents, right? All right, ARM. So ARM going sideways, but guys, structure hasn't really changed bearish yet. At least right now you can see it's just at least right now it's just a pullback candle in the structure. So it's not bearish. So as long as we still stay above 126 and 32 cents, overall structure is not changing bearish, right? It's just through the pullback, and that's why we take the profits in the extensions at these levels, at these moving averages. And let's see where this pullback completes though. But so hourly interval, this is something I have already been talking to you guys since yesterday. Hourly intraday cool off may continue for the reason that we had a strong supply zone candle yesterday. And today also we are seeing just that candle acting. Let's see if at this point here, if it can't get above 20 and 50, you know, I'm not going to play to the upside. It's more about if it continues lower, then you're watching 126 and 20 cents. Upside play intraday, confirmation would come for the upside once it gets above 20 and 50, takes out some of the supply zone, and then we'll see what it does. Otherwise, no, let's see if it continues lower and until where, right? That will be at least intraday, right? 126 and 29 cents. But that overall structure, that will just constitute a pullback, okay? So accordingly to your time horizon swing trade or intraday trade, you will use these intervals to make the decisions, right? Yeah. So there's a plan, like swing plan is different than the intraday plan, and I'm showing you both the plans, right? Broadcom. So Broadcom, though, guys, structure is still bullish. It's just a pullback candle. If I turn on the structure, it's just a pullback candle. There is nothing that tells me that we are bearish. Even, well, the structure 161, as long as we are above it, structure is not changing to bearish. Even after that, 156 is just a good pullback zone in my opinion on the overall structure. Things, taking a look at hourly interval, and you can see pullback is still just getting bought back up technically, right? So that's why stay with the overall structure direction, let the pullback happens, and then you can play where the price action confirms these areas of support. For that, you will have to go one more time frame lower, that is 5 minutes interval, and when you see price like on 5 minutes consolidating, shooting up, right, coming back down, holding that area again, because overall structure is still bullish, right? So you can use these price actions to make decision, but stay with the overall structure and the direction, and if the pullback happens, let it happen, see these consolidation and accordingly build the position, right? Just stay with that's the best way to trade. You can still do the scalp on the other side if you feel like. I tend to stay with the direction. I'm providing you both the plays. It's on you what you want to choose, right? And then I also provide my opinion, what is the safest one. But the decision is yours for yourself, what you want to do. I'm just presenting all the options here. Micron. So Micron, we are still above 200 days moving average, and structure is still bullish on this thing. Today's candle is also just a pullback candle. You can see we got this structure change at $93.45. And again, I'm only showing you this tool of mine on daily. You can put and play on any given interval. It's the same principles, structural principles that it works on. And so yeah, the next play was above 200 days moving average. Technically, we are still holding a bullish structure here on Micron. And yeah, let's see if the more pullback can come, or is it looking good to stabilize here. So we'll have to go to the hourly interval. Seems like it's stabilizing above this level of 105 and 71 cents, but definitely the next move would be above 20 and 50 hours moving average. Otherwise, until then, I would not want to go long on this. And if we lose the level like 105 and 79 cents, then down at again 200 days moving average, and let's see if 200 hours moving average, 200 days moving average, $101 pivot levels holds. There's a good confluence there, right, in the structure. So we'll see. But yeah, if cool off you have to trade, it has to be only intraday. Overall swing structure is still right now bullish on Micron. All right, so let's go to SPY and QQQ. So SPY, guys, continues to go higher. No problem here, right? We're still very bullish, right? And that's what I have been saying like for so long, right? Like since we formed this pivot, I have been saying we are just bullish, and you can see we are still bullish. There's no sign of cool off even that I'm seeing. QQ just going up slowly and slowly, right? Like even my tool, once the structure changed again to bullish, you can see right over here at that level that I talked about, that's where the red line is also. We have been just bullish. Even right now we are bullish. There is no sign of cool off. All right, I mean, even if cool off come, let's say if it sells off, like we have a good support at 474, and yeah, there's just a lot of pivots sitting off support. I don't see how market can just fall right now, right? But anyways, you have the levels to watch, structure to watch. If we loses those structure, my tool will identify that ahead of time as well. But if we lose those structures, that's where the little bit of a problem would be. But until then, everything is good. All right, anyways, that's it for this video, and if you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe. Don't forget to check out my dividend investing channel, and with that, I'll see you in my next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.